all just about the thyroid. There are also other systems that are going to need support as well. So first is, well, we're going to go through a list of these. There's the nervous system, there's the digestive system and the liver, the thyroid, the adrenals, the immune system, the spleen, and then your emotional well-being. So when you need thyroid support, there's so many other parts of the body that also need support as well. So I'm sure that if you're needing thyroid support, you've gone, oh man, I need some adrenal support or some liver support and stuff like that. So we're going to kind of break things down so that you can understand which parts of the body can need some help, and so that you can support things together to also help the thyroid. So first of all, I want to talk about the parasympathetic state, and this is related to the nervous system. So we have two states. There's the parasympathetic and there's the sympathetic. So sympathetic is when you're up and about, you're exercising, you're working, it's also your fight or flight mode. Right, when you feel nervous or stressed out, things like that. That's when you're in a sympathetic state. A parasympathetic state is when you're resting, right? You're calm. That's the time when your body can restore and relax. It improves digestion and rest and healing. So you want to try and be in a parasympathetic state as much as possible. And so try and find things in your life, whether it's like this woman is sitting and reading a book, or you going on walks, or you spend time with your family. I mean, there's all different types of things. Disconnecting from the internet, I know that's a big one. But when you're in that parasympathetic state, that's the state of healing. So that's a state that you want to try and be in as much as possible. So to support the parasympathetic nervous system, lavender is a wonderful one. This is actually my absolute favorite oil, and now I understand why, because I have trouble being in that parasympathetic state, and it really just, it calms me. It's that oil that like really speaks to me. Lemongrass is also wonderful to help regulate the parasympathetic state. Marjoram, and then Balance and Serenity. And actually Balance and Serenity were two of the first oils that I started using, because when I started using them, my second cookbook had just come out and I had so much going on and I was nervous. I wanted the book to be well accepted and all that jazz. And so I called Season up and I was like, what do I use? Like, I just feel like, all the time. And so she said, do 1 to 2 drops of Balance and Serenity, rub it on your feet and then the back of your neck. And man, it made a huge difference. And those are still my 2 favorites. And I have a picture of a glass spray bottle here. It really makes for a nice air freshener. So, or if you just want to spray it all over yourself, I've done that too. Or I'll put like Balance and like 10 drops of Balance, and then I'll put filtered water in the glass spray bottle. And then when I get out, it's just this, out of the shower, it's this really lovely kind of like perfume that I can spray all over.
That's what I use for perfume. I use that every day.
Do you? It smells lovely. It's really, really wonderful. So when you need thyroid support, you also need to realize that you need digestive support. So most of us know by now 80% of the immune system lies in the gut. So supporting your digestive system and your gut is absolutely essential when you also need thyroid support. So Susan, can you help them understand how like Digestin and some of these oils can help?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, even on the topic of parasympathetic and sympathetic, a lot of that has to do with your digestive system. So when we're eating, we want to be in a relaxed parasympathetic state so that our food is properly digested. And for thyroid, when our food is properly digested, then we're sending the amount and proper amount of nutrients to our thyroid for it to function well.
Yeah.
And so Digestin is an essential oil that is very supportive of healthy digestive function. So a lot of us, especially when you're dealing with just an imbalanced thyroid, you're going to also deal with quite a bit of digestive upset. And maybe it's bloating, maybe it's things that are not settling well, or you eat a certain food and you don't react well. Maybe it's just constant digestive upset. So Digestin, using it internally and topically, is an incredible tool to not only help take away those feelings of discomfort, but to again give your body the raw materials it needs for proper digestion, so that now these nutrients are going to your thyroid to feed your thyroid and keep it healthy and strong.
Ginger is also a great one to use, especially if, like, after you eat something, you just don't feel that great. You can do a drop under your tongue, or just sitting and smelling it is very helpful. Or you could make a ginger tea with it, and you could boil some water and add a drop or two of ginger, and it's very, very nice for helping calm the stomach. Lemongrass is also good, and Season and I were at a dinner a while ago, and our new friend was telling us about how he had issues with dairy, and he said that when he would take a drop or two of lemongrass before he ate, that he didn't have the discomfort from eating the dairy. And Season, I mean, our jaws were on the floor, right? We just could not believe this.
It was so crazy. We're like, wait, really? There's an oil for that?
Right? We were like, where did you get that information? They were like, in the book. We were like, what? I mean, we just were shocked. So we're not saying that if you have issues with dairy, then just always take lemongrass and just keep eating dairy. That definitely would be a good idea. But he said that, like, when he goes out to eat, you know, you just never know. Like, if he didn't know if he's going to come in contact with the dairy, and he didn't want that that discomfort after the meal. And so he said he'll do a drop or two of lemongrass orally about 45 minutes before he eats. So hopefully that can be of help to you guys. Fennel is also really wonderful for the digestive system.
And I want to say, when we're using these oils for digestive support, what I've recently found is that when you internalize them, more so than just putting a drop under your tongue, sometimes that is good for just immediate relief. But the most effective thing is to actually put it in an empty gel capsule. And you can get veggie caps. Doterra sells veggie caps. You can find them at your local health food store. And when you put the oils in the veggie cap and swallow it, it's going directly to your duodenum, to your gut. And that's where we need those oils to go, right? To service the digestive disruption. And yes. So that's a really, really good way to do them as well.
Now, Season touched on this about being in the parasympathetic state when you eat. And so when you eat, number one, really try and start sitting down when you eat. I know that we live really busy lives, and until I learned about this, I ate breakfast every morning standing up, and then I learned about this and I went, oh my gosh, I need to start sitting down. But digestion, actually, it starts in the brain. And so when you start thinking about food, your brain sends a signal to start creating saliva in your mouth for your gut to start creating hydrochloric acid and different enzymes to help digest your food. And if you are in a fight or flight mode, or you're eating on the go, or you're eating standing up like I was, you're not in a parasympathetic state where your body can heal and restore and produce the right amount of saliva and enzymes and hydrochloric acid and all of that to be able to digest your food properly. Like we said, if your body is not digesting properly, then it can alter what's going on in the thyroid and other systems of the body. So it's super important. I'm trying to teach my kids about this now because I just learned about it. And, you know, trying to be mindful and sitting down and giving thanks for your food, and then eating slowly can make a really, really big difference on your digestion. Now, liver and gallbladder support. Season, I'll let you explain these because you have a